going on? I'm Tony, and I am heading right now to my local track, Thundervalley, here in Oklahoma. The track itself is in Noble, Oklahoma, but it has a Lexington address, but they're all kind of the same thing, but it's a pretty popular track. They've got the NHRA nationals and stuff. They come out a couple times a year, so it's all fun and games. But today, the main purpose of going, this is Saturday, March 2nd, and this is the second test and tune that the track is offering. Now, they did have another test and tune last weekend that wasn't on the original schedule, but we had such nice weather last weekend that they decided to opt and have one. I was at a band contest last weekend, so I wasn't able to go to that one, but I'm finally able to go to this one. We had Cars and Coffee up at the fairgrounds this morning, along with the OKC Auto Show, and now I'm able to finally go ahead and come down here for this test and tune. Run a little bit behind. Gates opened at 11, and it is now 12:16. So run just a little bit behind, but the main reason I'm going to this test and tune is I bought this new, it's new to me, it's a 2017 TA Challenger, and it has a 5.7 in it, 8-speed automatic, but I used to have a 2016 Challenger. It was a stick car, but it was a scat pack, and due to some weather-related instances, I lost that car in a hydroplaning incident. So had nothing. I was only going like 20 miles an hour. Had nothing to do with my ability to drive the car. But I don't have that vehicle anymore. So I bought this vehicle back in December, and I've been wanting to take it out because this car came with the open differential. So for those of you who don't know, the open differential it only means that you're getting power to one tire. Out of the two tires, you're only getting power to one. And it's not optimal for drag racing, because for drag racing you want to have power going to both tires so you can get as much of a hook as possible off the line. So that's the whole reason I'm going out today, is to try and figure out if and what times I'm going to be able to run in this car completely stock. Now, I do have a 309 LSD sitting in my garage at home that at some point during the summer I'm going to be able to swap that out and get it going. But for right now, my job has been super busy. My wife just changed jobs, so we just moved, so that swap has not been able to take place. But I kind of wanted to have a baseline for this car anyway, to make sure that to see where we're starting at, because I don't know how much of a difference the LSD is going to make, if at all, or if I'm going to have to do some other upgrades before I'm going to be able to start running the times that I would like to be competitive for bracket racing. Like I said before, this car is completely stock. There is no tire upgrade, no power upgrades, no anything on this car. The used dealership I bought it off of out of Texas. He said the car was stolen. I checked the VIN number. There's nothing to be stolen on it. Had low miles on it. There's no signs of it being stolen, so went ahead and pulled the trigger and bought the car. I've had it since December, and so far absolutely nothing's been wrong. Everything's been going great. It's been driving like a dream. It's got plenty of power, definitely not as much as the Scat Pack had, but with the 8-speed auto, I'm really hoping that I'll be able to run comparable numbers, because with my other car, I was actually running very slow times on that car. The main reason is because I was choosing to run slower choosing to try and really preserve that car. Because I know that whenever you're racing the manual transmissions, in order to really get a solid launch and get off the line and get a solid 60-foot time, you've really got to do pretty abusive things to the clutch in terms of just like sidestepping, letting it slip, or trying not to let it slip, but ultimately that just kind of happens whenever you're trying to get a good launch, and it's a lot less taxing. Now, there's still concerns and still risks whenever you're using automatic transmission, but going with the automatic transmission this time around, I think that I'm going to be able to launch harder. I'm going to be more confident with the launches. 60-foot time is going to be really good, because the fastest I ever ran in my Scat Pack was a 12.9 in the quarter mile, which for 392 car, that's pretty slow. There's other guys that are running slicks and and very similar setup to what I was running, and they're running, you know, in the low 12s, 12.3, 12.4, and so I think that a lot of that had to do with my choice to not have any hard launches, trying to preserve the clutch that was in that car and not have to worry about trying to replace it down the line. But so this was definitely something I'm going to be looking forward to, seeing what this car can do. Even though it has a smaller power plant, it's only got the 345 cubic inch instead of 392. But even though it's about 100 less horsepower, I'm hoping and thinking that just me launching harder, I should be able to get down into the low 13s today. That's the hope. That's the goal, is that we get into the low 13s today. Now, is that achievable? I don't know, because some places I've read online that this car will, from factory run in the 13.5 is the fastest that I've seen some articles say this will go. And then I've seen some other people that have been running the exact same complete stock car, and they've been getting high 12s. And I think it all just depends on your surface, how well it's prepped, the density, altitude, everything that has to do with it. I'll show you guys here in a minute, but the temperature today is really, really nice outside, and I think whenever we get to the track, I'll check the density altitude on the Thundervalley app and see what we're working with today. But I really think that mid to low 13s is a good guess on what this car might run, and then hopefully doing the LSD swap here in the next couple of weeks, maybe start seeing some high 12s, or even just maybe more consistency. I don't know what that LSD is going to do, if it's going to add some more add more responsiveness off the line, or if it'll add speed at the end of the track. I don't know what that's going to add. It'll just be one of those things we'll have to add it in and then see what it does whenever we get there. As you can see, we are currently sitting at 73 degrees outside, so beautiful, beautiful day. All kinds of no cloud coverage whatsoever. Everything is looking really good to be a really nice, great day. Now, I will go ahead and say that I am not by any way trying to be the fastest person out there, because I know there's always going to be someone faster, and being a teacher in Oklahoma, I don't make anywhere near the kind of money that you need to be competitive with being the fastest person. But I am very interested in getting into bracket racing, because with my other Challenger, it had the 6-speed manual, which whenever you're trying to race with a manual transmission, you run into the problem of consistency, which is what you need for bracket racing. So I could always get fairly consistent, but it was consistent within a second of times, which whenever you're bracket racing, you want to be consistent down to the tenths and the hundredths of a second with consistency. So definitely not consistent enough for bracket racing. So today I'm going to figure out what times can I run consistently with this. This car, it did come with all of the Super Track pack, all that. So I will be trying out launch control, trying to figure out if that's a viable option, something that I can really use and rely on, or if we're gonna have to go a different direction. So I'm just gonna keep talking as we're going through here. I'm currently driving through Noble, so we're gonna be at the track in about 10-15 minutes or so, but I'm just gonna keep talking as we go along. But how I got into all this is I went to, I'm in no way started out life as a car guy. My dad has always done body work with cars and stuff, but he's not a mechanic or anything like that, but we've always been a car family. It came from my grandfather, and then my dad, his first truck was a 1977 Silverado that he drove in high school. Had 350. He put true dual exhaust on it. It made it sound loud. It was still wasn't a fast truck, but he made it sound loud, made it sound good. He went into the car business and everything like that. Well, I didn't go anywhere like that in high school. High school, I drove a Ford Ranger that had 5-speed manual, and wanted to modify it, but there's not only so much. It had the two whatever liter in it. It's a very small engine. You couldn't really modify it, do a whole lot to it. So in high school, I was very limited on what I could do, and chose not to do anything out of the fear of embarrassing myself to some extent. And then I chose to go into college and to become a band director. And so all the way through college, I didn't have any money. poor college kid, barely paying off my semesters as I went along. But whenever I graduated, I was, back in 2008, I figured out, whenever they came out with the Challengers and they reintroduced them, fell in love with the car. So back whenever I graduated from high school in 2016, I'd been seeing these Challengers that had been on the road for a little bit. In 2015, they came out with the revamped body style and tail light assembly and everything, and just really continued to fall in love with the car. And so whenever I graduated college in 21, I was really amped up because I had my first big kid paycheck. So this whenever I went out and bought that used Scat Pack and had a lot of fun with it, just doing some modifications on it, did an exhaust on it, started pouring money into it, disc slicks for it, clutch delay, valve delete, all that kind of, just kind of the basic stuff that you would do whenever you first get one of those cars, and really enjoyed it. And then, I lost it in that wreck. So coming to this point where I have this car again, and I'm even more so I've started a family now, but even more so, I'm trying to get them into it where they like to come along on the drag and drive and stuff. And, this season, I'm really hoping that, really trying to make a plan where this is going to be, I'm going to put a lot of time into my family and bringing them along on these events, and just trying to really come out and get involved with the bracket racing, get more involved with the car culture, and I'm actively trying to get to part of the car club that's in the area that I live, and I'm really just starting to sink my teeth into the car culture, and just really looking forward to doing the thing that I've been wanting to do since I graduated high school, but I didn't have the time or the money to do it. And now it's starting to look like I might have the time and money to be able to put more effort into doing these things. So really looking forward to it, and just trying to be safe at the same time, because I have a wife and a child at home that I really enjoy seeing. They enjoy me being around. So definitely want to stay safe and have fun at the same time, and whatever's going to be allowed. So let's get on out here to the track, and we'll see who all is there. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a huge turnout, because with Cars and Coffee in the city this morning, I'm thinking we're going to have a lot of people come out to the track today. So we'll check back in with y'all whenever we get back to the track. Pull up on Thundervalley here. Looks like we got some people that are going. Going strong already. Started. You can hear, see there's the staging lanes. Got people that are already starting to come in. Got some big tires rolling through right now. We'll see a whole lot of street cars today, but not a whole lot of anyone at the moment. We got some people with some parachutes and a little rail car right there. See some other cars coming up the road. Looks like there's quite a few people here, so I bet we'll get more than a handful of passes in today with the weather and with the amount of people that are here. So let's go pay for our ticket and we'll get in here. Alright, we just got pulled up here and pulled in. We got to fill out the tech card real quick, and then we'll go sit in line and make sure this car's all up to date. All passing tech is making sure, modified cars are passing all the safety steps and safety equipment is all up and running and stuff. But since this is not an upgraded car by any standards, we will pass tech without a problem. So this car is completely stock, so they're just gonna check it over, make sure my seatbelts are still in here, and we'll be good to go. Alright, I'll have to apologize. I don't have a holder for my phone, so maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. It might fall down, but we're going to run it that way anyway. We're next in line after that dragster. They're about to fire off, and then we'll be right into it. Alright, we're about to get into the burnout box, warm up the tires a little bit. Like I said, I've only got the one tire spinning, so we'll have to see how that's going to go. I'm not going to roast the tires off, I'm just going to kind of give a little bit, just enough to get us going. Just enough to get the tire locked in. Let's see what we got. Get pre-staged. Come on, launch control, let's activate. Launch control didn't do what it was supposed to, so we just sat there and roasted the tires off. We'll have to run that again. Alright, so like I said, that first time was not very good. We had problems with the traction control not activating like it was supposed to. So we ran a 15.25 on that first pass at 98 miles an hour. We're going to go back out and see if we can figure out why this traction control doesn't work. I never used launch control. Never used launch control on my other car, so I'm definitely trying to figure out how that works. See if I can get the phone situated where it won't slide down next time either. But we're gonna hop back in line, see if we can figure out how this launch control is supposed to work. All right, we're next in line after the motorcycles. I'm actually running with a 2023 Shakedown Challenger, so he's a 392 car, so he's definitely go a lot faster than I am, but we're gonna see what we can do. I decided not to use the launch control this time. We're going to see if we can just get out of here without having any kind of hiccups like we did last time. So here we are, rolling up to the burnout box. See if we can get our tires warmed up a little bit. Those motorcycles are fast. I'm not going to do a burnout this time. I'm just going to pull up and let it go. See what we can do. Is this only having one tire is not helping. Just gonna do a soft launch. See what we can do. 2, 3, go. Still lost the camera. Yep, that was a soft launch. I wasn't even holding on nothing, and it still spun really, really bad. So I don't think we're going to be able to get any kind of good times today. We're probably going to hang out in the 15s today with the way that this car is wanting to launch. It's very difficult not having any kind of traction on the launch. You're going to have that issue whenever you don't have the right tires on. Alright, so even with the launching problems, that was still a 14.7 on the second pass. So definitely a whole lot better than the first time. But like I said, I don't know that we're going to be able to get any kind of good, reliable times today with not having the correct kind of tire or differential. Because like I said before, this is a completely stock car. It's still got, whatever the dealership had put on there. I think they're called full run tires or something like that. They're definitely a cheap hard tire that's meant to last a long time. on just regular commuter base, so they're not anywhere near meant for drag racing. So we're going to keep doing with that. I'm going to go get something to eat and then let the car cool down a little bit. We did 2 passes right back to back, so give it another shot here in a little bit. Alright, here we go for the 3rd time. This time the strategy is just going to be even lighter of a launch. Trying to just really ease off the pedal. I'm not even really going to worry about trying to beat the tree or anything. I'm just going to try to ease out as much as I can and retain as much traction as I can so that we don't have that slippage control. Because I know I don't have tires, I know I don't have traction, so we're just really going to have to ease on the throttle and not give it any kind of beans at all. Just really let it do what it needs to do. I am going to do a burnout this time though to see if we can get a little more sticky, so we get a little more traction. Alright, got just a little bit of warmth in the tire. Let's see if we can pull. This. Come on, there you go. Second light, there we go. There we go, good traction. Got good traction that time. I don't know what our time's going to look like, but we definitely got good traction. Very good traction. Alright, that was their best time yet. That was a 14.3 at 97 miles an hour. Alright, so definitely making some progress. Pretty drastic progress on our time. Went from 15.2 to 14.7 to 14.3. So hopefully this next pass we'll be able to get down to the 13s, and that's definitely just got to roll out of the box, because there ain't no traction in this car. So the best we're going to be able to do is just rolling out of it and hoping that we can pick up some speed on the top end as we get closer to the end. So 60-foot times and stuff like that that's not what we're looking at today. It's not going to be good. So we're just hoping to get that overall miles per hour or overall time, getting it down, hopefully into the 13s. Let's shoot for 13.9 hopefully this next time. Alright, there's pretty much no way that I'm going to be able to keep the phone up. I've tried multiple ways and it hasn't been working, so I'm just going to put you in my lap and you're going to stare at the ceiling for a second until we get to end. But this will be the 4th time we're going up against some kind don't know what year, but it's a F-body Catfish Camaro. It's a SS, so we'll see what we can pull through. He's running slicks and skinnies, so we'll have to see what happens. Give some heat in the tires. Here we go. He's catching me. We're tied. He's taking off. Well, I treed him by quite a bit. I'll have to look at the real numbers, but I know for a fact I treated him pretty good, but he wound up catching up to me, so he's definitely... I just agreed to race with him. He didn't say what all he had done, but I'm sure he's got some modifications that are going on, so maybe we'll get a chance to talk to him and see what all he's done. Yeah, I was able to tree him. I was 0.043 and he was 0.458, so treated him big time, but his 60 foot was a tenth of a second better than mine, so that tells me that he launched a lot harder than I did. And when you get that launch in the beginning, it adds a significant amount of time that's taken off at the end. So I wound up running a 14.4 on that one, and his was like a 13.5. So definitely my starts are getting better with the setup I'm running, but definitely launching harder is going to be something that we're going to have to look forward to in the future with the doing the 309 LSD, and then hopefully at some point, maybe by the end of the summer, I'll also be able to get some slicks going on. So definitely getting better. We're getting staged up for the last run, my last run of the day, not the last run, but my last run before I have to head out. And I'm getting paired up with another 2017 Challenger, it's another 345 car. So same powertrain, basically the same tires. So very, very evenly matched, and we'll just see who comes out on top with it. He's got a demon hood on his car. Let's see if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it or not in the rearview mirror there, but he's got a demon hood on. He said he bought the car and it already had that on there. So we'll see if that helps him in the long run, or if it's if it's just for blowing smoke, we'll see. But maybe he has nitrous hooked up. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, but we'll check back in here in just a second. Alright, same thing as last time. We're just gonna try and slide off the line. Not really super concerned about running the best time. I just want to get ahead of this guy, see if we can trim and leave him. I don't know. We got same powertrain and all that kind of stuff. Just give a light heat to the tires, and then we'll hook it up and see if we can push it past him. But I guess you guys are still gonna enjoy it from my lap. I've been trying to figure out. Got tape and everything, but nothing's holding it, so I'm just gonna let y'all enjoy from down here. But we're neck and neck. I didn't trim like I wanted. We're neck and neck. I'm pulling ahead. I think I'm gonna get him. I got him. I don't know by how much, but it was just a little bit. I didn't trim quite as good as I wanted to. I think it was a 0.3 on my end and a 0.5 on his, so very, very close to the same on the tree, but I think I got a little bit more of a hook than he did, and I was able to accelerate quicker than he was, so we'll take it. All right, what a way to end today. That was the best time that I've ran today. It was a 14.2, so definitely the lowest that we've done. So this car consistently 14.2, 0.3, and 0.4. So we've had all three of those times today. So very excited for the consistency of this car. We just got to get these traction issues lined out so we can actually get up and moving, so we can get out of the 14s. And reaction times have been all right. I haven't done anything slower than a 0.5. So my worst was a 0.5 something, and then my best was a 0.04. So not the best, but definitely the best for what I've ran in the past and for what we're dealing with today. So very, very excited. Very good stuff that I'm seeing. So all right, folks, that does it for this video. There is a lot left to be done with this car. I'm definitely happy with the consistency that I did today, though, and consistency definitely boils down to more on my end of things than the actual car. But being at 14.2, 0.3, 0.4, having all three of those times shows that the car is willing to be consistent. So that's something that we're definitely looking at toward the future, is making sure that I'm really dialed in and keeping the car as tip-top shape as possible, and then adding the LSD and possibly slicks by the end of the season. That's really, really going to help bring up everything. Everything's going to be a whole lot better. Everything is going to be a whole lot better, and then the more I do it, the more reaction times are going to go down and all that kind of stuff. And as the season goes on, I hope to do, I probably won't be able to make every single week, but I'm doing as many tests and tunes as I can, especially after putting new things on the car, or doing anything new with the car. Putting it back on the track and seeing what changed and what was better, what's worse, all that kind of stuff. And hopefully I'm going to keep you guys along for the ride for that. definitely don't know how to work technology very well, but we're going to figure it out as we go along, because that's what living life is all about, is trying to get better as you go along. And this is something I've wanted to do for a very long time, and I'm super excited that I'm in a position where I can finally kind of start to do that. And right now, definitely not weekly videos or anything like that, but have big plans, because not only do I have this car that I'm doing some upgrades to, I also, that 77 Silverado of my dad's that I told you guys about earlier in this video, I'm going to be working on that this summer as well, because it's been sitting out in my grandparents' pasture for 35 years. My dad, whenever he went to college, he sold it to them because he didn't want to get 12 miles per gallon driving back and forth to college. So he sold it to my grandparents. They blew the transmission in it, and it's sat ever since for 35 years. So it's in relatively rough shape, especially whenever it comes to rust. But there's definitely enough of the car there where it's still structurally sound. It's just, it's missing rockers and a big portion of the bed and stuff like that. But, the doors need to be rehung. So lots of stuff to do on that vehicle. But the main thing is it has a working and running engine in it. Let's see if I can upload the original video of me and my grandfather getting that running, and I'll attach it to this video.
Ready? Get ready. Here you go. All right. Back far in the middle.
Yep. She will run.
She will.
That truck it's got a 350 in it, but about a year ago we got it running, and it's been running. It's been turned over off and on since it, so it's not stuck. It's still got good compression, and it still runs. It doesn't have a gallop to it, but definitely that is in the plans in the future to get that up and running, because one, I don't have a pickup, and me and my wife would love to have a pickup again, because we're both originally started out as pickup people, and we both drive cars now. Definitely wouldn't trade the Challenger for anything, but having a pickup would be useful, especially one that is dirty and in all regards rotten, that we can still haul stuff in. It's not going to train for us. So, but going forward, everything that I do, I'm going to try and record it, because this one thing, like even with my family and my daughter and all of that, is I am awful at recording things. I am bad at taking pictures. It's something I don't usually remember to do, and this is just going to really help that, to help me remember, as I get older, that all the things I did in my life, and just really be able to look back and say, okay, those are the things that I was able to achieve, and not forget about stuff, because that's one thing that as you get older, you hope that you don't forget about the good times that you have. So I'm going to do my best to try and record stuff, post it up on here. If you guys have an interest in following me, I do post more regularly on my Instagram. My Instagram page is the same as this channel. It is zebracar_23TA. The zebracar came from my kid. She decided, since the car is black and white, the first night that I drove home, I pulled up in the driveway, and she said, "Daddy, you've got a zebracar." And I said, "You know what? I do have a zebracar." So that's where that name came from, and I'm going to tie, all my social medias are going to be tied to that. So I really hope that you guys continue to stick around, and hopefully watch this channel grow into something that is just more than me being a weekend test and tune warrior. Hopefully I'll be doing a little bit more, and I do have some surprises for some big things that I'm going to be doing over this summer whenever school's not in session, because that'll give me a lot of free time to really plan and schedule and save money, and be able to attend a lot more events and record a lot more, and maybe get some better recording equipment, because right now I'm using a 9-year-old phone with no phone holder or anything, and that you guys got to watch a lot of this ceiling today, which I apologize for that. Hopefully by next test and tune, I'll at the very least have one of those that you can suction cap onto your windshield, so you don't have to sit in my lap the whole time. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.